Good
evening. Woo! Welcome to Real Life.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see y'all are already in here. Somebody just said, good evening, everyone. I'm watching and taking notes. Okay, come on and take notes.
All right.
Okay?
Thank God for technology. Yes, I love technology.
Y'all, welcome to Real Life.
Real life, where we're talking about real life.
Talk about real life.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Tonight, y'all can see that we are missing Bridget. We miss you.
Missing Brigitte.
All right. We hope you're getting some good rest and hanging out and chilling
yes.
at home.
Yeah.
But y'all got us here tonight. So make sure you go ahead and tag some people. Let them know that we are on. Share to your page. Sharing is caring. Okay?
Yes, it is.
Sharing is caring. So share it to your timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Copy that link and text it to somebody. Send it over in Messenger.
Yes.
Tag some people down below.
Now, can they tag people at YouTube?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. Yeah, you can. You actually can. Now that I think about it, because you could tag people like let's say I'm watching with you, you could tag me and then I'll see your comment. So if I'm not on, I would still see it would say yes. So you can still do it.
Tagging YouTube.
If you're on YouTube, go ahead and tag somebody.
Every day. Okay?
Yeah, I'll take it. Take it.
So welcome to our YouTubers out there. Jason Bell.
Everybody always forgets to say hi to the people on Twitter.
Twitter?
Let me go ahead and comment on Twitter. Let me go.
Ooh,
go say something on
you
Twitter.
Gonna tweet?
I'm gonna say something on Twitter.
You gonna tweet on Twitter?
When I'm at home, that's how I watch. I watch on Twitter.
I see Mama Sybil. She says, good evening, Lifeline family, friends, and guests. Welcome to Community Talk. Oh, she is our host. Come on.
Okay.
I am Sybil, your YouTube online host this evening. Well, come on.
All right, I'll take it.
For the YouTube online host. I love it. Brigitte, we miss you.
Yes, we miss you too.
We miss you.
Yes.
We miss you. We see you coming in. Come on,
do.
Continue to share on whatever platform you're on.
Yeah, wherever you at. Where's my comment at from Twitter? No, I just commented on Twitter. I don't see it.
You don't see it?
I commented on Twitter though.
Did you?
Maybe it'll pop up in this. It's delayed.
It's delayed.
But not denied.
Delayed but not denied. I see South on here.
Okay.
Hello, Crystal Mosley.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good evening, partners and friends.
Okay.
Yes.
It's good to be. I am very happy to be here. You seen that?
I'm laughing at something else, but I'm not going to respond to it. Yes.
I am very happy to be here.
Is that Coming to America?
Yes, he was at that basketball
game. I am very happy to be here.
I am very happy to be here.
That is so crazy. That is funny.
My favorite movies.
But you know what? They didn't do it. But they didn't do it right on Coming to America 2. That's not funny.
I mean, no. I tell you, if you are a Coming to America 1 fan, you will love part 2.
No,
you go back in time.
My favorite movie is Coming to America 1, of all time. Yes, it is. And Coming to America 2,
I laughed.
It's horrible.
So hard. I didn't laugh as much on 1. But I laughed hard because even the twins, what do you say? My name is Keisha. The two twins that were doing this, and to see them.
I'm sorry, I don't remember because I wasn't laughing during the new movie. So,
but do you remember the twins?
Yes.
In the bar, and they were, they had the little thing.
My name is
older,
and they were
the best. Yeah,
the ones when they did the speed dating scene.
Was it? Yeah, it was.
Where they had all they kept sending people down.
I was Joan of Arc in my
yes. I was yes.
But to see them older now, it was hilarious.
I will say that was something that they did really well, is that they brought back a lot of the original cast members, and so that and they mixed in with people who are current now.
At the McDowell.
Yes.
It was. Listen, I gotta go watch it.
The movie itself was horrible. The script was terrible, but the way they. Thank you, Bridget.
What?
They could have kept 2. It was just
No, it was good. It was long overdue. Okay. It was long overdue.
No, it was
Peaches.
Horrible.
My name is Peaches. Yeah, and I'm
right.
I can't say everything else.
Yeah, please don't. Please don't. No, please don't. No, we're not gonna do that.
Yeah. Oh, Jason, come on! You're not a movie
Part
fan
2 of Coming to America. Horrible.
Now wait. They need to come out with another part 2 of another movie.
What movie?
One of my other all-time favorites, Pretty Woman.
I know. I've seen. I've heard about the musical, but I don't know that movie, y'all.
Pastor Reggie always gets on me because he's like, she was a hooker. I'm like, she was a reform.
Okay, so, okay. You see how it just always, when Pastor London takes it, it just goes. It's like, it just go left. Okay. What is Pretty Woman about? Give us if you were pitching Pretty Woman to me, and you like, I got to get this movie produced. It's so good. What's the synopsis?
In a nutshell.
It's not that. I promise, it's not that funny.
I'm trying to think of what
to say. I mean, because this thing has just, you see this brick wall? We have just ran the whole vehicle into it.
Okay, well,
leave all the good movies alone. Yeah, I am too. I might be a little bit too young for Pretty Woman. Now that was the one I'm like.
Pretty Woman was, Bridget, you're not that young. Come on now, stop playing.
What? What?
I had a lot of sugar.
Boom! Just
I had a lot of sugar. Okay, Elder Yvonne would appreciate this one.
Okay.
Big mistake.
I don't get any of the jokes. What is the movie about?
It's about a reform.
I'll call her a reformed whore.
She left her own way.
Stop. Just stop.
Just help me, Lord. Okay. She left her reform ways.
Saints.
Help me, Lord. Okay. Yeah, see?
Okay.
Read that comment. I can't read it.
Oh, okay, wait. Reformed at the end of the movie.
Right.
Oh, she is petty. She petty. She said took it to the end of the movie.
Karen, we need to.
She was a harlot. Reformed prostitute.
She was.
Okay, really? Because I'm about to get off the show. I called her reformed. Okay, never mind. Okay.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, listen. In this modern update on Cinderella. Okay, y'all not. First of all, they're not gonna do Cinderella like that because Cinderella was minding her own business.
Okay. Oh, this is what it's telling
Wikipedia or Google says.
Okay.
So, in this modern update, we'll call it the reformed update on Cinderella. A prostitute and a wealthy businessman fall hard for one another, forming an unlikely pair. While on a business trip in LA, Edward, who makes a living buying and breaking up companies, picks up a hooker.
He did.
Vivian. Oh, Julia Roberts.
Vivian,
okay.
That's my girl.
Yeah. Okay. On a lark. After Edward hires Vivian to stay with him for the weekend, the two get closer, only to discover there are significant hurdles to overcome as they try to bridge the gap between their very different worlds. Yeah. Oh, adapted from Pygmalion. So Pygmalion, I don't know if y'all ever. Okay. So I am like a musical theater nerd. So Pygmalion is, if you guys have ever heard of My Fair Lady. So there's a play called My Fair Lady. There's a play called Pygmalion. Then there's a musical called My Fair Lady. And it's basically about this. And it's formed after the Greek story. Basically, this guy, he tries to form the perfect woman. So he builds this statue. And he's like a sculptor. And he sculpts this statue. And he tries to make it the perfect woman because he's like, all women are just bad. I can't find the woman I love. He makes this statue. And the statue ends up leaving him. Like comes to life and leaves him.
Okay.
Because he tried to So he tried to make her the perfect woman for him, but he didn't try to be the perfect man for her, which is a word.
Okay.
That's a word.
That's a word.
So that's I'm gathering when she was reformed, did they end up breaking up?
No, they didn't.
They stayed together?
They stayed together at the end. Yeah, her dream came true. So she was, at the top of her dream was to be at the top of the castle or whatever. And he would rescue her. So he rescued her in her apartment.
I'm gonna put this up so I can see.
You gotta see it though. It's really good.
I'll go do my homework. Really I will go do my homework.
Come on with part 2. Yeah, so we can see if they got married. That's
Pastor says you can't say what Peaches said because she wanted the guys to feel her. Her grace and mercy.
Wait. Okay, Lord. Okay. How do we get there? Oh, I am very happy to be here.
Got it. Leave the movies alone. See how this took us. Wait. See how this took us way left. Like, how did we get there?
She already said she was reformed. That's Lord. I told them. I said, you always say, she was reformed. But listen, there's a word in that too.
There's a word in that. Tell us the word.
She's out of what she used to be into.
Come out of darkness into the marvelous light.
I don't know what light she came into.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, I had a lot of sugar before I
Clearly. Clearly.
Oh, okay, I'm crying.
Saints.
Okay. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
This is
real
life talk.
real life.
It's real life.
Jesus is the name we need to call.
Yes.
Okay.
Who brought her out? He did. He brought her out.
Who brought her out?
He bet not marry her. You know what?
Nah, he bet. No, we don't.
Edward brought her out. Edward brought her out. He did.
That's
Yeah.
I guess she don't like what she been through then, huh? Oh, she don't look like what she been through. Okay. Okay.
She took that wig off. She had a wig on that was masking or disguising her beautiful red hair. You know? She took that wig. You can find something in everything. You can.
There is a word in everything.
There's a word in everything.
Now there is a word in everything.
For real, it is. I mean, take away the meaning of what she was and just see beyond what your eyes can see. Yeah, she was
Preach
reformed.
The word. Preach the word.
She was
transformed from a. Oh, okay.
I was gonna say she was transformed by the renewing of
her mind.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the word, being transformed.
Okay.
By the renewing of your mind.
Yes.
She said reminds her of trading places. Yes, I like trade. You've never seen trade. See, Karen, we're going way back in time.
What is going on?
We're going way back in
time. Yes, what are y'all talking about?
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about the movie Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
Pastor London said that she was a reformed. And
they got him in the comments, Majority. You can go back and read
then
the
Pastor Reggie said that the men were trying to touch her. And so yeah.
No, that was two different movies. Oh. He went from Peaches was in.
Oh, he was talking about Peaches.
Right, he was talking about Peaches.
Oh, okay.
But we see you are on, and we are having a great time.
She did change, Majority. You're right.
You know, she changed.
Trading places
change
has come over me. Sing us a little bit.
No.
Come on.
No.
See, she getting ready.
No. Way back. Okay. All right. So real life talk. This is real life talk. I don't know how I do know how we got there. I'm not gonna say it again.
Saints, please.
But yeah.
We don't need a part 2 of I am very happy to be here as well.
They can do it actually. No, I wouldn't say do a part 3. That they can stop at part 2.
Of coming to them, it can't get any worse than part 2. Yeah. They don't need to do that's my thing. Like I feel like some remakes are better. Like no, sequels are better. Remakes are always bad. Like when you have like for instance, like the Hunger Games, and you have like okay, see, y'all have seen Hunger Games, right? When you have movies like that, then they get better as they go.
Like what about John Wick? Well, that's not. You might not have seen John Wick. It's like a lot of killing and shooting. Yeah. So I'm on the opposite end.
Okay. Now. Rush Hour.
Yes.
Rush Hour kept getting better though. Yeah. Rush Hour kept getting better. You know what? Also was like, it's crazy that we actually sat and watched it, but was good. You remember those movies? Taken? Do you remember those?
Taken, yeah.
Where his daughter would get taken or somebody would get taken, and he would go save him from that country.
Liam Neeson.
Yes.
Yeah.
So movies like that get better, but when they try to do like these remakes, like exactly. I can't go see.
It wasn't a remake though. It was a sequel because he had a kid.
It was a sequel and it was a bad sequel.
Yeah. Okay. In your humble opinion, it was. I like John Wick too.
Okay, like Steve said, I can't go see the Martin reunion. Okay, for the record, the Martin reunion will be different though because they're all coming together. It's not a reboot. So you know Martin.
Yeah, Martin.
They're doing Martin. Right. So they're doing like a reunion. Okay. That'll be good, I think, because they got all the original actors for the most part. It'll be fun. They'll come back. They'll do something funny, and they'll move on. Except for Good Times. You about to talk about good? Oh, I thought you were about to talk about Good Times.
No, I was gonna. Because who was that? Tommy never had. He had a job, but never had a job. Mm-hmm. He's coming back too.
I think Tommy's dead.
Okay, I didn't.
I'm pretty sure. I think Tommy's dead.
Okay.
I think he's the person that's not coming back.
Because you mentioned the original cast, but I didn't know. I thought I'd heard it, but I didn't know. But,
okay, it's kind of like Bel Air. Okay,
I've been watching that.
Okay, so I haven't started Bel Air, but do you remember when I was in Nebraska for like those 3 months or whatever doing that show? Mm-hmm. We were doing Sister Act. So there's a musical about Sister Act, the movie. So we were doing Sister Act, and one of my friends, because we were up in the mountains, she like got laryngitis, so she couldn't finished the contract, that role. She was playing opposite of me. She was playing Sister Mary Clarence. So they had to fly somebody new in. The girl they flew in, her name is Simone. Well, Simone is now on Bel Air. She plays Lisa.
Really?
So I play opposite Lisa. Like she is one of the most talented people I've ever met. She is amazing, and now she's on Bel Air. So what do you think about Bel Air though? See, that's a remake. Yeah, y'all tell us in the comments. Y'all saying Bel Air is really good.
Lisa was who the girlfriend?
Lisa is not in the family, right? Or is Lisa who's the younger sister? So you got Hillary is the older sister.
They don't have. I haven't seen the younger sister.
Ashley was the younger sister.
But Lisa
Lisa is the friend of the family.
Has
so they got
Ashley
Jazz.
Been on?
I don't think so.
I haven't seen Ashley.
They got Jazz is the guy friend of the family, and they got Lisa is the girlfriend of the family.
Okay. Yeah. I did see that. I think I missed the first part of the second one, but I don't know.
Yeah, you ain't locked in yet.
I guess I am locked
okay,
in.
If you compare it to the old one, then it's like this is weird. But if you just watch it as its own show, it's good because that's what I've been hearing.
Comparing it to the old one, I'm looking for Ashley. Because she carries a different dynamic too. But
yeah.
I guess now with Hillary,
uh-huh.
I knew she was kind of, I guess, stuck up in the old show, but they're really showing it. Yeah, they're really pushing it even against her mom.
Really?
They're really pushing that agenda. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, but
now for the mom in this new show that they go with the light skin mom, the dark skin mom.
She's dark skin.
Oh,
Hillary's
good.
dark. Everybody's dark, but Will.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and
which makes a little bit of sense, right?
Lisa's not
right.
dark.
She's like caramel. She's not like light skin, but she's not dark skin. I know what you're saying. Yeah, see, that's what I'm. Okay, yeah. Somebody said Tommy from Martin passed in 2016.
Oh Lord. Okay.
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 You could have said gone on to glory.
Okay. Gone on to glory. Okay, wait. Can you scroll up so we can see what the comment was? What was the comment?
You're talking about Tommy.
Oh, because I said. Oh, they said because I said that he was dead.
Yeah,
he is dead. I don't know if he's gone on to glory.
He passed in 2016.
Going on to glory. I don't know if he went on to. I don't know if he went on to glory.
Yeah, Uncle Phil is skinny.
Oh,
skinny and he's dark skinned. Yes.
Not you gonna change the subject. I don't know if the man went on to glory. Okay. Anyways. As long as you're not comparing it to the old one, this one is more of a drama. Fresh Prince. Well, I think that's also important. Like, if they would have tried to redo the comedy part, it's not gonna be funny. No. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna compare it and like.
And I'm comparing the Carltons, and they don't compare.
Yeah. Well, I think from what I've gathered, because I did watch all the trailers and all that. From what I'm gathering, they've modernized it. Like,
they have.
Back in the 80s and the 90s, especially on sitcoms, but also in real life, I feel like people were painted more as caricatures. Now I feel like in culture, people are embracing this whole multi-dimensional feel. Like I'm a lot of things and I do this and I do that. And so I think it's important that you have characters like that, because otherwise you're just gonna have characters like Carlton, where he was just like the nerd brother. So I think he needs layers.
Well, he's the nerd brother, but he plays lacrosse,
right? And
he does drugs.
Well, they making it real.
They making it real.
I mean, I don't think that's far left though. You know what I'm
but if you compare it, like you said, he was nerdy, but I guess back in the day they didn't have drugs like it is as prevalent now.
No, I don't think that's true. I think it's just being more normalized now, and I think it's important that they talk about how normal it is.
Yeah,
and the reason why
he was snorting like in his locker, making lines and stuff.
Yeah, well, that's important because I don't think people realize how normal that is in high school, college.
See.
Because people don't talk about that. And that's it's not hard to get access to those things.
Yeah.
Especially when you're that age.
When you're that age. And you have money.
Exactly. So he is like a prime example of all of that.
See, I didn't know that. But that's, I guess, when I compare it, it's like, but as you say, it's modernized and it's showing real life.
And that's what I was gonna say, real life.
Where people are now.
Yeah.
So
and
how many episodes is it?
I don't know how many it's going to be.
Okay.
I think it's 3 out though currently, something like that. It's like 3 episodes out or something like that. But yeah, I that's what I'm saying. When it comes to these sequels and stuff like that, like I'm cool with the sequels, I'm cool with the reunions, I'm cool with whatever. But like you got to change it. And they've been working on this for a long time, so they did it really well.
Now, did Will Smith have anything to do with it?
Yes, he and so Westbrook Productions, I think, is him and Jada's their production company, I think. Okay. And so they are fully producing it. Don't say too much about the show. I haven't watched it, so I can't
Oh,
say too much anyways.
yeah. But
Telling every tidbit.
it's on
Saints.
Peacock,
It's on Peacock.
but you have to have a
You gotta have
subscription
subscription.
for Peacock.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wait, I've not seen it yet,
But it
but it
definitely
definitely sounds
sounds
interesting.
Yeah.
Y'all telling every tidbit. Well, if you on social media, you got to watch stuff in the moment, or you gonna get all of it before it happened anyway. So
Mhm.
I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, you say there that old Carlton might not have let him slip with the N word.
Oh, so so it happened on the episode?
I didn't see that part. I
Okay,
missed the
okay.
first part of the
Mm-hmm.
second episode.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know that even with Carlton, he didn't stick up a lot for and I think even in the other show they were at odds, you know, but they're really showing it and really showing that although they were family, his friends kind of took the front seat to family. And you know,
Well, I
that's
think
not
again, I think that's so important because in the world that he exists in the world that they live in, it is all about getting ahead, especially being black in that space. Like, okay, your dad is this judge. You guys have made all this money, and you probably are first generation money for sure. Because when you look at where Will comes from, where he comes from, this is probably the first family in their family that's made it like that. So it's all about, okay, how are you going to carry this on? So I can't get caught up in your foolishness. I know they say this stuff. I know they do all this stuff, but I gotta think about the future. And I think again, that is just the times that we're in now where there aren't as many morals. Like back then, Carlton was, even though he was cheesy and he was all this, he was known for like, he'll switch and be like, wait a minute, he'll stand up for what is right. And
they're playing this the opposite way.
Right. He's probably got a sellout because a lot of people in that space now have to be. And I think here's another thing. I think back in those spaces, back in this same space that we're talking about, but back in the day, Carlton would have probably been a sellout. He wouldn't have stood up for stuff like that. But they were able to make that character on Fresh Prince really stand up for stuff and send a message through the media, like, you know, and I think he was a powerful character. Is this Bible study? We don't have Bible. Well, we do study the Bible, but yes,
Majority of this is the pre-show. This is a real life.
This is real life talk. You gonna get your word in 5 minutes. I know you hungry.
On,
listen, she said I'm hungry for the word. Okay,
on, baby, hold on.
I know that's right. She says this Bible study because all I've heard is drugs, grace and mercy, reform prostitutes. I ain't heard nothing. Well, read the Bible, Bajoria, because it's all in there.
Yeah,
it's all in there.
It's all in there. It is. It is.
Miss Karen said, do all people sell out today? Wow. I don't think all people sell out today. I do think there has been a lowering of the standards in morals and for what people stand for. Yeah.
Wow.
And what people stand for. I definitely think so, because I think it's weird, because I think there are two sides of it. Like, I think on one side, and even just taking it from a church perspective, I think that you have to allow graces for people. I think that you have to allow room for people. And I think you have to be okay with being in spaces that people don't expect you to be in, or that kind of stuff. So I think, yes, I do think that you have to look at things a little bit differently and evolve with time and know how to manage whatever life is. So
you saying that you should be a sellout?
No. That's what I was gonna say. Okay. But when you're there, that doesn't mean that you have to fall for whatever is also there.
Right.
Sure.
You don't have to lower your standard because you're in another space.
Sure. Okay. Absolutely. Okay. So no, I don't think that everybody's a sellout. I do think, unfortunately, though, that with the times, people are we live in such a culture that is so driven by like what you do, what you've accomplished, instead of who you are.
Because we think what we do and what we've accomplished
is who we are.
Right.
And somebody put up a post the other day that was like, you're not a human doing, you're a human being. And it was like, it's okay to just exist and be a good person sometimes, as opposed to always being like, this is what I'm up to next, this is what I'm doing next, this is where I'm at.
Because do you enjoy it? Do you stop to enjoy it when you're always, I'm doing this, I got this? When do you enjoy the moment? When do you live in the moment?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You're exactly right. So I think don't play into the propaganda. I think that's important. If I know what you're saying, I think what you're trying to say is don't play into propaganda that everybody's like that, or don't fall to be like that. I agree. Because I don't think everybody's like that. I think there are still good people out there. I think they're still like morally upright and upstanding people. Like, I think that's so true. I do think they are reflecting the true culture, though, of what is common.
Yeah.
I do. And I think it has its room too. Like I think it has room to show Carlton doing drugs. Because if you don't talk about it, it's still happening. So are you gonna talk about it and shed light on it? Or are you gonna act like it's not happening?
And see, I think hopefully they'll tackle that in the show.
Like tackle it as a thing, right?
As like, this is common, but it shouldn't be, and this is what you should get them some help. Because if not, then it's almost like you're feeding into this is just common. You
Isn't
just,
that scary?
Put your line here and you just snort it.
Okay, so right now, I'm doing a Bible plan right now, and it's called it's based on Mr. Rogers, and it's called like Mr. Rogers, the creative believer or something like that. And it's just basically talking about how he was called to pastoral ministry, but then he turned on the TV one day because he was born during a time where TVs weren't common. But he turned on the TV, he was like, wow, this is interesting. And he set his mind to going into TV. He got on TV, but then he was also supposed to become a pastor. So then he asked the Presbyterian Church to still ordain him for him to do ministry. So then TV became his ministry. And my point is, it's so crazy how tools like that can either be a tool or they can be a hurt. And so even what you just said, like if you don't come back around to that point of, okay, this is how we get you help, then it will just be, we're just playing into it as opposed to actually teaching a lesson and spreading like a good news or the good news.
And we're continuing to normalize it.
Yeah, exactly.
It shouldn't be normal. Even with the disrespect, we see that so much with parents and children now. So Hillary, I mean, she's like,
is she
the pinnacle of disrespect in some aspects, and if they don't bring that back around and have Viv shut her down or do whatever she needs to do to get that respect level back up there, you're going to normalize that. And kids are watching this saying, oh, this how we treat our mamas, this how you treat your mom in Spain. That's another one of my movies too.
Okay, please tell me what movie it is.
Love and Basketball.
Oh, that is a bad movie. That is a horrible movie. Love and Basketball is so bad.
He is so young, okay? He don't know nothing about good.
Okay, now let me tell you what's a good movie that's that same kind of style, that same kind of era. Poetic Justice is a good movie.
Poetic Justice.
Thank you. Okay, I know he's all right.
Love Jones.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Love and Basketball, though.
I like Love and Basketball.
He literally said they was.
Is that how y'all treating y'all mamas in Spain?
Play me for your heart. Like, let me play. Like, what is going on? What is going on?
I don't know.
That was such a bad movie.
In your humble opinion, it was a
bad movie, Bridget. Bad movie, Pastor London. Bad movie, Trazy.
See, Bridget, he don't know.
Bad movie, Courtney.
Okay, now she's
not hot garbage.
Hot garbage.
That's crazy. Love Jones. Okay.
We started with movies.
We ending with movies.
And we're ending with movies.
Okay. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
I think her mom, let's say this before we go. Yeah. I think her mom is not giving Hillary room to grow and figure her own life out. She wants to stay in her bubble.
She wants her to stay in their bubble. That's true. But even with that, you still have to have a level of respect for your parents.
Yeah, because I do think there's a way. I think there's a way to give kids room and give and let them grow and figure it out. But there's also a call to train them up too.
Yeah. Don't let them just go.
Everybody understands that. You can't just let your kids, because as kids, we don't know what's right over our parents.
Say it again.
As kids.
Say it again for the people in the back.
As kids, we don't know what's right better than our parents do.
Right.
That is the honest truth. Period.
Because as parents, our charge is to raise them up and to push them towards their bent. We get it from God. He tells us, hey, this is what I made them to be, and we're pushing them towards that. So, like you said, we as parents know a little bit more.
No, you
a lot
you
more
definitely
than
do.
Our children.
And here's the thing: like we going over time, but I was talking to my cousin. She's like pregnant, and she was like, "I promise you, like I feel like." Saints.
Okay.
She was like, I promise you, I really feel like just being pregnant, I've learned so much just about being a parent already. And like the way I looked at things 5 months ago, 6 months ago is not the same.
Right.
And I think that's clearly something from God that he gives to a certain anointing for you to be your child's parent.
Yep.
You know. Anyways, we over time, and the producer trying to press us off.
I am happy to be here.
Okay, I'm here with the pastor of this church. Okay, y'all don't push us off. Don't push us off.
You saw how they tried to ease
us ease on off the road. See,
ease on down.
But they was pushing us off the road. Okay, I'm gonna let Pastor London close it because it's over when she say it's over. Okay.
Well,
Saints.
Thank you all for joining us for tonight's Real Life Talk. We have had an amazing time.
Yes.
And
Saints.
here we are again. And
Saints.
Now, Saints and friends.
See, is this troublemakers?
Who doing it?
I wonder who's doing it.
Who's doing
I wonder who's doing that.
Okay. It's funny in here. It is.
Jesus.
Laughter does the heart good. It does. Like medicine.
It does.
So I've
gotten that's the Bible say that.
It does. I've gotten a lot of medicine.
Yes, you have.
Yeah. What you trying to say, Marvin?
What Saints and friends. About, Marvin? Saints and friends, thank you all.
You don't know about
Wait, she said Pastor Reggie. Wait, Pastor Reggie did that, didn't he? She in the spirit.
Know. You already know.
She in the spirit.
You already know.
Okay, for real. We got it. Wait,
I was starting with another movie, but
what are we?
We're trying to end the Real Life Talk.
Ease us on off the road.
Ease on down the road.
Ease us off the road. Just Tiffany, just ease us off. Ease us off.
Hey Lifeline, I'm Trina, and these are your community updates. This week at Lifeline Church, Tuesday, February 22nd at 8 p.m., Devotion with Luanda Miller. Wednesday, February 23rd, Lifeline Rewind at 12 p.m., Community Talk Virtual Gathering at 7 p.m. Would you like to be baptized? Baptism is one of the most important ways we can demonstrate our commitment and connection to God. If you would like to be baptized, please register on our LC website or mobile app. Hey parents, did you know that we offer children's ministry every Sunday for youth ages 2 through 10? Life Kids is where our children come together and learn in an environment specifically designed for them. You can find Life Kids at the lower level of our LC main campus. Check-in begins at 9:45 a.m. All children are welcome to attend.
Winning women, make some noise! All right, we have some exciting things planned for you this year. We want to showcase our business owners this year. If you're a female, you're a partner of Lifeline Church, and you're a business owner, please text the word WWExpo, that's WWExpo, to 54244, and you can get more information, all right? Let's celebrate and clap for our businesses, our women with businesses here at our Lifeline Church main campus.
Let me see if I can pull a page from Pastor London's book. Wise men, make some noise. Come on, make some noise, wise men. I don't know. Listen, it is time for the Wise Men Breakfast. We had this, believe it or not, scheduled 2 years ago, this very month, March of 2020. And then all of the pandemic happened, and here we are 2 years later. But we are ready. We have a great team that's planning a great breakfast for us, and I know we can eat. So they have food on top of food, and there's no reason to have food on top of food and don't have men. I need you to come. I need you to register. You can go to lifelinechicago.com and you can register yourself and your brother and your uncle and your children and the guy off your block and your coworker. Every brother bring a brother. Let's have a great time of fellowship, of refreshing, of talking, of sharing, and the best part, eating good breakfast. Sister April and her team have done a wonderful job preparing breakfast, planning breakfast. Corey and the team, it's going to be great. All we're missing is you. Sign up today. Every brother bring a brother, and let's eat, let's fellowship, let's grow together. Wise men, make some noise for me, please.
Join us on Sunday, February 27th at 6 p.m. for a night of worship featuring our very own Lifeline Music Ministry. You don't want to miss it. All are welcome to attend. Partners and friends, Lifeline Church is turning 15. Join us on Sunday, March 13th at 10 a.m. as we celebrate 15 years of ministry with our senior pastors, Reggie and London Royal. Happy birthday, Lifeline! Lifeline Church is a place where love flows like a river. So catch the vision by reaching up to God, reaching into your fellow brothers and sisters, and reaching out to the community with the love of God. Have a great day, Lifeline.
You all.
Grace and peace.
Grace and peace. Yes. I would say come on in, but you're already in. But you know what to do once you come in. You got to share.
Share and share alike.
Because sharing is caring.
Yeah.
And then you got to tag some people in the feed. So take your phones right now. And if you haven't seen somebody, if you don't see them scrolling in here or talking in here, tag their names in right now. People in the community, your family, your friends. It's community talk.
It's community talk.
It is chill night. It is casual night. I kind of like how they started off with the real life talk show and just talking about life stuff. They talked about movies and you guys enjoyed that. You can chime in, you can laugh, you can talk. You know, everything ain't got to be all deep. You know, I think sometimes we forget that we live lives, you know. And so don't come and act like you don't live a life. So you're talking about certain movies and y'all like, yeah, you're chiming in because you watch these movies. And it's okay. So listen, take a minute, greet one another. There you go. I see you doing it already. There you go. Tag people you ain't seen in a long time. They ain't been in the building. You ain't seen them online. Or even if you have, but you don't see them on here tonight, tag them. They may be working or at the grocery store right now. They'll come in later.
That it's Wednesday
when
night.
you tag them, it'll be like, hey, oh, that's right. Community talk is going on. So take a minute and do that, please. Share. The more you share, the numbers go up. The more you share, people come in. And it's not for numbers' sake, it's that we can gather the community. I don't really understand how we can't gather around the phone. Like, you ain't even got to come down here. You can just turn on your phone wherever you are in the world and watch the gathering. And so do that. Tag everybody you know to tag. Tag your small group. Tag your haters. Tag the people that you go to work with. Tag them all.
Your haters might have blocked you, so.
Whatever. Delvin, I saw you. It was a better way to say, that Tommy, had passed away. You just said Tommy dead. You could have said Tommy passed away. He went on to be with the Lord. He's gone on to glory. He's resting in peace. He just said Tommy dead. We're gonna work with him on that one. Okay, I see them going up. I see you coming in. Shanae's in the building, and Kelly Charles is in the building, and Kelly Hammond. Kelly Hammond is in the building with Mr. Hammond.
With Mr. Hammond,
and Lucretia's in the building. Now, some of y'all that brought them kids, brought the youth down here, I don't know where you went. You might as well come up here and sit with us. So
dropped them off and
if you went outside,
errands.
finish your cigarette and come on back in. And sit with us for community talk. But if you have youth between 11 and 18, you should be here. They're preparing, they're fellowshipping, they're getting ready for Black History presentations. Your youth should be here. You still have time to get them here. It is now 7:30. I'm going to talk to about 12, so you got time to get them down here.
Yawning already.
See?
No.
Okay. Tracy said it really has. What are you answering, Tracy? Because these comments are going very fast. He said, put that square out. Hello. Let's say our hellos. Carolyn Dodd. My mom is on. My dad is on. Delvin says it's been a tough day at work. Yeah, anybody else had a tough day at work? And I pray tonight be refreshing for you. And it's okay. Yeah. You don't have to be, that's not a good faith statement. If you had a rough day at work, you had a rough day at work. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to pray peace for you. Mama Sybil is on. She's over there in YouTube land. Who else is on here? Yolanda
Marilyn
Thomas.
Buchanan.
I see Pastor Twan. I see
Reverend Corey,
I see Bridget. Bridget, you feeling better? over there.
We missed it,
Yeah. Who else is on here?
Hi, Nisha. Hello.
Hi, Nisha. She's from Texas, right?
Oh, that's Elder Walton's daughter.
She's
I
from
don't remember
Texas,
where
I think.
Maybe she don't want nobody to know where she live.
Oh, well, that's.
Tell her where you live.
Yeah, hi, Nisha.
Hi, Nisha. Hi.
Hi, Nisha, that we don't know where she lives. Thanks for joining us. Marilyn.
I see Pastor Lance
Jazzy
on here.
Lou. Lance is on here? You
he's
could have
over there
ran
on
down the street and
Facebook.
sat with me for a minute there. LaWanda Miller, she did her devotion last night.
Yeah.
Corey, I call him Reverend Corey because Elder Stacy got me calling him that. That's what he always calls you. As a matter of fact, tag Elder Stacy. I don't see him in here. South is in the house. Pastor Carbo is on here. And Mama Pat is on here. And Elder Thomas is on here. And who else? She lives in Georgia. See? She lives in Atlanta, Georgia.
See her mama telling all
Your
her
mama
business.
well, she said it first, right up here. She said, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. See there? It's on the screen right now. Okay, so a few more tags and we'll get started. She says, I'm still watching and taking notes. Thank God for technology. I think that is
That's Marcy's mom.
She's a newer partner. And I hope you feel the love of the family and you don't feel like you're new. Chris is in Bible study. Come on, y'all clap your hands for that. He's in community talk.
Everybody tagging Stacey.
I'm going to get Chris on next week for the next
panel, the town hall.
Yeah, Pastor Kelly is on. Who else is this? Y'all tagging away. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so as you keep tagging and greeting one another, and don't just tag but share. I should not see 89, 90 people on with 5 shares. You should be sharing it unless you don't want your friends to see Lifeline on your page. You know, we got some of them partners too. I don't understand how you a partner and the shame of your church, but that's a whole nother community talk. But if you're not ashamed of the gospel of Lifeline Church and Jesus Christ, share it on your page. Yeah, so your friends can see. You may be the disciple maker for them. They may know nothing about what's happening here, but they know you, and they love you, and they follow you. And what you share is influencing them. And so share if you love it, you love the community, then why wouldn't you share it? You know what I'm saying? If you go to eat somewhere and the food good, you're going to tell people.
Yeah, you're right.
You're going to tell them.
Right.
You're going to post it on social media. We're going to see it, and we're going to ask you, where's that you was at? What's that food you had? Like that place that Gelly and them went that time. I think it was some chicken, looked like a waffle or something. It's in the West Loop, y'all told me, somewhere, but it looked good, you know? Well, I mean, I don't need no more food, though. Hello, Martha Hunt. How are you? Precious,
Steve Diggs, I see
Martha
you.
Hunt had on her Black History gear the other week.
Yeah.
You see what I'm telling you? She what the kid said, she understood the assignment.
She understood the assignment.
Ooh,
Yeah.
listen, she had it on. Okay, Mama, our church mother is on. I have just officially made Granny our church mother. Granny is 83. Type it in. You know this technology.
Women don't like
when
you
Granny
to tell
on
their
here,
age either.
well, Granny done lived her whole life. She's 80-something years old. She don't care about you telling what. Granny, you don't mind me telling how old you are, do you?
Well, it's out there now.
Well, it sure is.
It's out there.
She's 84. Praise God. Okay, so we are back. As you can see, we have been in.
We tell other people's age, but we won't tell ours.
Well, everybody know I'm 37. I don't have no problem telling it. I said every time I come up here, I'm always telling my age. You know, so Addie Taylor, hello, precious. Okay,
If you're 37, then I'm.
The numbers are going
12.
up. You got people on YouTube, people on Facebook, and don't get it twisted. People say, hey, it ain't but 30 people on this Facebook. It's because half of them over there on YouTube, and some are on the South page.
Some people on Twitter, too.
Some on Twitter. I get to see all of the platforms in front of me and the total number of people that are watching at one time. So you guys don't get to really see that.
Nita, hello.
Corey said,
Nita.
I've been 37 for the last 15 years. Hey, man, he renews your strength like an eagle, right? Ain't that what the Bible said?
Yeah.
Nita Jordan, hello to you.
Tracy, I think you was the only one heard me say that.
Say what?
If you 35, then I'm 12.
Well, hey, it's America, Jack. You can do what you want to do.
I think
So-
you'd be locked up.
So we got, you said I'd be locked up?
Yeah.
How would I be locked up?
If you're 35 and I'm 12,
Yeah, I'd be locked up.
yeah, you'd be locked
Yeah,
up.
I'd be.
Oh, that sugar's still
Yeah,
running
here come a
through
little
me.
shorty. Who little shorty is this? Hey there. Come on in and have a seat. I don't know who that. Who is that? Malenka, hey.
Malenka,
Come on over
hey.
to the side and sit down with the
Wait a
people.
minute, I thought I
enjoy-
just saw her name on this Facebook.
You
I
brought
did,
your
see?
youth. You brought your youth for Crave. See, we all over the
We all
place.
busting
It's
it up.
community
I just
talk.
saw
It
your
ain't.
name.
You know, here's what I be telling our team. Everything ain't got to be all polished. You know we at the church. You know we live. This is it's okay. You know what I'm saying?
It's all right.
Margot, how you doing?
Hey, Margot. Say 18, we don't want pastor in jail.
Yeah, we'll say that. Okay. So we just got back from
Monterrey,
and we'll
Mexico.
talk more about it on Sunday. But man, I'm gonna tell you this: Pastor Jesus is just doing the doggone thing in Monterrey.
Yes, he is.
We started that 9 years ago with a church. The church was literally the size of my office, and I flew down for that first year anniversary celebration. We were in the living room of a house. They had rented a house. And we celebrated then, just like we just celebrated this past weekend.
Yep.
And if you look at the pictures, God has increased that thing. We installed another pastor for another
Yes.
location.
Los Parques.
So we have Lifeline Monterrey,
Monterrey.
Lifeline,
Los Parques.
and we got another one. Tell your neighbor,
Yes.
say, well, type in here, stay tuned, stay tuned.
tuned.
There's some other announcements that are coming. He is a true gift to the body of Christ. Absolutely, Corey.
is.
And he has embraced the heart of what's going on here, and he doesn't even get to come here as often.
Right.
He's just watching from there and gleaning and duplicating. I mean, they are doing exactly what we're doing, from winning women to
the
Crave, to the
songs.
songs,
Yeah.
to just the look of the place.
Yeah.
And it is absolutely, I'm going to have, because the Proctors went with us this year. Well, Kelly's been, but Jason
Kelly,
went for the
right.
first time. I like to get the people's first impression. I remember when somebody else went with us and they pulled up and they just began to weep when they pulled up. And we hadn't even got inside yet, because you can sense when you pull up.
yeah.
And I want to hear, Jason was sharing some things about his first impression, and I want to have him share that on Sunday when we're all here together. But yeah, it is. You want to say something about what's going on down there too? It's wonderful. It's amazing, as Kay would say.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
it is. It is. When you mentioned winning women, that was something to see. You know, us here doing
Yeah.
things, and then when you all saw the video, you know, the recap video, they had winning women, even married life.
Yeah, married life.
It's like whatever we're on here in Chicago, several thousand miles away, they're doing the same thing.
He is
Yeah.
not to be deep, but he's doing the work of an apostle.
Yes. Yes.
He's planting churches. He is discipling people. He's baptizing souls. He's just doing it. And so I'm excited about that. And here's the thing about it. We're a part of that because you gave to that.
Yes.
So everything
Yes.
we're doing there costs, and when you sow, whether you're giving $5,
Yep.
$1,000, $10, it goes to further what's happening down there, and it is a wonderful thing. Okay.
So you can say not just, you know, Lifeline has a, you know, campus in Monterey or campus
Yeah,
in
we.
Los Parques. We
Put
have
we in
campuses.
front of it. Type in
you
we.
know.
Come on, type in we.
We. Yeah.
We have a campus there. We're doing great things in
Yes.
Monterey. We have a new church in Los Parcos. We are doing
Los
these.
Parques.
Yeah, I kept saying that wrong,
Yeah,
didn't I?
I wanted to hit you every time you
I'm
said
up there
it.
ordaining the man, saying the
Talking
name
about
of
Los
the city
Parcos.
wrong.
Parques. Los Parques.
And I told her, when I do that, stop me and correct me in the moment. Don't let me do the whole service and then get to the whole time and say,
I
you
was
know
on
you
the
messed up
front
that
row
man's
saying
name.
Parques. Parques.
When I'm in the zone, I don't be paying attention to that. So she was trying to get my attention. I'm trying to say what I'm saying and keep up with the interpreter, and she
Yeah.
keep up with me, and there's a lot going on. Following the trailblazer. See, here we go. And you know, somebody told me, I went to preach at a church, and he introduced me, and he said, he says he wears the apostleship well, because I don't get into titles, I don't get into any of that, because I believe in doing the work. I was with Pastor Bill Winston we were with him for 15 plus years. I believe he is an apostle of the Lord Jesus Christ, but we never ever called him that. He never had any ceremonies or anything. He just simply does the work. And so I know that. I was at a service, and this has been about maybe 6, 7 years ago. Well, not that long, maybe 5 years ago. And Matthew Stevenson called me out. He says, and I don't care what you want to be called, you are an apostle of the Lord Jesus Christ. And I believe it is the work that we got to be consistent with. And so, man, we're on to something here. God is doing some great things. There are many announcements coming. Notice I said we are. Your house is, your family is. And so, yep, the numbers are still going up. Some of y'all still sharing. Do not stop sharing. Now, if you're a part of this church and you don't share, I'm going to ask you why you don't share. I'm going to go to your page and I'm going to say, why you don't share the service ever? Why you don't never share nothing about it? I'm going to ask you, especially if you like a main person here, I want to know why you don't share. It's just, you call it petty or whatever you want to call it. It just is what it is. And so stay tuned for me to call you and ask you or put it on your page. I'm going to put it on your page and say, why you don't share nothing from the church?
Well, we hope they would share after that.
Well, they hope that I would share now if I was them.
I would share, yeah.
I would share
Every
twice now.
Every time you come on, I'm sharing.
Yeah. Okay, so who's the host tonight online? Because I'm going to share some things. We're going to share some things. We're not going to be long tonight. I just want to talk to you a little bit. I wish the show had kept going a little longer. I wasn't trying to cut you off. I was trying to fix my thing, and it kept interrupting y'all's show. How did y'all know it was me?
Because we saw your face.
Oh, my face came up?
Yeah, we went half a split screen.
Y'all know I don't know technology. I'm up here pushing buttons you can't know and interrupting the show, but I could have came and sat with y'all. We could have kept talking.
I told you to come sit. See, you got to listen to your wife.
But I was going to...
We're going to talk about that on Saturday.
I want to get into some other stuff, though. Y'all had started doing the TMZ show back then.
I know how we started.
One of the partners says, this Bible study?
Yeah, she did. He told her to hold on.
Because y'all was talking about peaches and breasts and all this stuff.
We didn't say that. You did.
And y'all, but you might as well have said it. We was talking about, because we always have this discussion about her favorite movie is Pretty Woman. Yeah. And I said, that movie is about a hooker, right? And
she was reformed.
But who reformed her? She never got saved.
It wasn't a Christian movie.
Hey, but you know what?
Everything.
But that is
there's
good.
There's a meaning
Come
in
on,
everything.
no. But I'm gonna help myself.
Help yourself.
Because we got to be careful of, and this I know it's a movie, but I want to bring this in. We got to be careful of us judging who we feel is saved or not, or how they got saved. You don't know how God visits people. Just because they didn't come in front of your church and raise their right hand and say a prayer, you can't say they ain't saved. This person could have said a prayer on the toilet or in the bathroom or cried on the bus or on their deathbed. They could have whispered a prayer to Jesus. Because Jesus receiving us or us receiving him is not as difficult as we've made it. And so we got to be very careful. I think when we get to heaven, there's going to be more folk than we think there. Because you're going to be like, what you doing up here? Because you done already made up in your mind who you feel ain't saved and ain't going. And we got to be careful. We be sending people to hell. Yeah. You going to hell. I know that's a term, but some of y'all be meaning it like you go to hell. You don't tell nobody to go to hell.
No, you don't want nobody
You don't want nobody. The Bible says, I wish that nobody be lost. And so stop saying that go to hell stuff. And also be careful. You want to say something, I can see it on your...
I was going to say, for the record, you have endorsed my movie.
How I endorsed him?
He understands.
No, I get she was still a hooker though. Yeah, I mean,
I never negated that. I did.
But
we're supposed to love all people.
Hey, we're gonna talk about that tonight.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, we're gonna jump into it in a second. So Crave is in the building. Last thing I want to say before I get into it, I got 30 minutes to talk tonight. I'm not gonna hold you long at all. And I ain't got to rush. We already had dinner. I cooked today.
He did, and it was wonderful.
I cooked pork chops in the oven.
He did.
With some grilled onions and carrots and stuff.
Did it have some honey glaze on it?
I can tell you what I put on it now. And then I put some chicken in the air fryer. The best chicken is in the air fryer.
Oh,
Stop
don't
all
have
that
one, you need
grease.
to get one.
Stop frying the chicken with that grease, all that grease popping all upside your walls and the can on. Put it in that air fryer. Get your air fryer.
Oh, it's healthier.
And there you can get, they don't cost much. You get your booster, they get your air fryer,
Booster.
And what else I made? I made some rice.
You made some rice.
I made
and
some
corn and carrots.
Some
and
vegetable mix.
Yeah,
I made some biscuits. And you know how you be cooking and you forget.
He handmade those biscuits.
You sitting up here lying.
That's why I'm laughing.
You sit up here and lie.
He popped them out the can, but they were good. They were good.
And you ain't got to tell them all of that. It's biscuits. You ain't got to know if they was fresh or not. I got them from the store. It was about $1.25.
Yeah.
Yep. I said,
And
y'all going on. I said, I'm gonna cook
us.
today, and but I forgot to make the salad.
But it's okay.
No, it ain't okay.
You can eat a salad tomorrow.
Yeah, because they don't eat it. I'll make salad. They don't eat it. They think salad is a piece of lettuce and maybe a cucumber and a half a cup of dressing. That ain't no salad.
And
okay?
you think it's the tree leaves and all that bitter lettuce.
Okay. He said, I made a buffet. Hey.
A buffet.
That was just a little light cooking. I can throw down now. Don't get me wrong. I can throw down in the kitchen. But
he did his good cooking, ladies. He did his good cooking.
You think you slick. You've been giggling since you got here.
I know that, sugar. Oh, I want to cry.
Oh, okay. So what was I saying now? The 15th anniversary.
Oh my goodness, it's coming up.
We are turning 15. That is. Can you type in 15? Type in 15.
We're older than Jaden.
Man, listen. We who would have thunk?
Who would have thunk it?
And we started this church in a storefront, and here's what I told the Lord. I said, we're gonna run this baby to Easter, and if it don't pick up, then we just gonna go back over to where we was, But I believe I heard you said it started. And we started that with about maybe 30 people at the first service.
Yeah.
And 29 of them just came to see what was going on.
Reggie starting the church.
It was March the 7th, right?
See, every year we go through this.
What was it?
Every year, March the 4th.
Okay, March the 4th. That's close.
2007.
March the 4th. And by Easter, the next month, we couldn't fit in that storefront.
Yeah.
And we were packed out in there, and then we got the place next door. We rented that place.
Yep.
It was a cleaners. And we gutted it and made it the offices in our children's church. Then there was a place on the other side of us. It was a place you go to get
your
like
what they call it, unmentionables.
You go to get your condoms and stuff. It was a community center, and they specialize in people helping with AIDS and stuff like that. We rented that on Sundays because the children's church grew.
Yeah.
And we would have to come in. We would have to cover up all the pictures. They had pictures of all kinds of stuff the kids shouldn't see. We would cover that up. We take it down. We put all of our stuff in there, and we would clean up just to have an hour service in there. We did what we had to do. We sleep in front of the storefront because when the trucks would ride up Cicero, they push all the garbage in front of our door. We would come to the back. We would have to sweep up because that's where all of the ladies of the night would hang out, really. Behind the storefront.
The ladies with the men of the night.
And all of the pretty women would hang out there.
No, I wouldn't even say she was a little bit more classy.
But we did what we had to do. God was faithful.
Yeah.
And then a couple of years, maybe 2 years after starting that, we bought this place.
Yeah.
We had maybe 50 people consistent with us because people come through, but like consistent. And we bought this place, and here we are 15 years later.
15 years.
And we are just doing the best we can to follow God. And so I don't care if you've been here a year, 3 months, 1 month, 15 years, you're a part of this celebration. You're part of this community. And so type in, we gonna celebrate. This is not they celebration. It is not the pastor celebration. It is the community celebration. And we are going to have a wonderful time on the second Sunday of March, March the 12th.
13th.
13th?
Yeah, that 12th is a Saturday.
Whatever the second Sunday is.
13th.
And so get your party clothes, pull them out. We're not going to do tees and hoodies this year. So, yeah.
So you're going to be suited and booted?
You can suit and boot or boot and suit or whatever what you want to do.
I think we still have some confetti up there from previous years.
Every so often, some confetti falls down in our service because they shot one of them things off here a long time ago. And it scared all of us. And it's up in this, and it just falls every now and again. And so
it just reminds us to continue.
She said,
to
wicker
celebrate.
chairs, please. Come on here. That's old school Baptist celebration. You get you a wicker chair and take you some pictures. You can't tell me nothing after that. And so that's what's happening here. Let's jump into it. I asked who the host was, and I didn't look to see who said something. Are you the host, Shantae? Okay. So Shantae, we're going to be talking about for the next 30 minutes. It is 8:01. Intentionally adding value to people. Intentionally adding value to people. Everybody type that in. Intentionally adding, and now share this with people that you know, and this, I want you to take what I'm saying the right way. You know people who don't think well of themselves, who don't value themselves. Tag them in here, share it in here. We want to just talk tonight. I have two things here. One has our notes. One, I'm looking at your comments. So I want you to engage. I want you to ask questions. Tiffany, we honor her. She's behind the scenes. And so when she sees things, she'll put them on the screen for us. Intentionally adding value to people. And what does that really mean? Let's talk about it, London. And now we're gonna give you a couple definitions, but I want you to type in what it means to you. Because here's the thing about things like valuing people and even loving people. We sometimes tell people how they're supposed to be loved, and you can't do that. Just because you say you love somebody doesn't mean they feel loved by you. And so we got to ask people, what does it mean to you to be loved? How do you feel? What would you need me to do for you to feel valued? And everybody is different. We think, well, just give them a hug. Some folks don't like hugs. Some people they just don't like hugs. You know, when we first got Corday, he didn't want us to hug him. He's like, I ain't hugging y'all. Y'all can move on with that. And so you got to, what does that look like for you? And so one of the definitions is, you want to read some of these off here?
Holding something in high regard. Sort of like, I value our friendship.
Yeah. What holding people, holding each other. It's going to be very good tonight because I think we've lost this in the world, not in church. Stop talking about how bad church is and how mean church people are. And church people, no, it's the world. It's people in general. It is not church. And I'm going to say that too. Stop bashing the church if you're a part of it. Yes, we have issues. Yes, we got to get some things together like everybody else. But if you're on the team, stop bashing the team. Nobody wants to be on the team with somebody that don't like the team. You know what I'm saying?
I think you said this before. I'd rather have been on that ark with all that mess than to have not been on the ark.
Because you know, if you got two of every animal on this ark, that ark was messy.
It had a whole bunch of mess.
That ark had an odor. You know, there's a lot of stuff happening on that ark.
Crap
you know,
on the floor.
There's some schism on that
everything.
ark. You know, but I'd rather be on there.
Yeah, in safety.
Than be outside knocking saying, let me in.
Yep.
And so that's just a sidebar. Let's just mark that, you know, if you're part of the body of Christ, if you are a believer, you are part of the church, we are the church, the bride of Christ. Don't talk about it. Don't bash it. Pray for us. Pray for it. Pray. Yeah. Because you're never going to be perfect. We're never going to be in this place where all is the way it's really supposed to be, where he's perfecting that which concerns us. So one thing I hate is to see people bashed in the church, especially on social media. Like, you can't bash the party, then invite people to it. Like, I don't want to come. You just told me the people at your church mean, and people in the church don't do this, people in the church don't do that. Listen, people in the world don't speak. Yeah, people in some of them don't speak. Some of us can be nasty. Some of us, and here's the thing about it. It's not a matter of this is a nasty person, this is not. We all have the potential to be nasty at any given day if we make that choice to be nasty. Make a choice to be nasty, or we make a choice to love. And so we're going to talk about valuing people. She read holding something in high regard. to determine how much something is worth. How much it's worth. How you treat people determines how much they're worth to you. I like this one. What's this third one here?
Seeing difference as something positive.
Type that one in. Seeing difference.
As something positive.
Because there's difference in all of us. As a positive thing, not a negative thing. You know, we were discussing before we got here at dinner, and I was saying, I think LeBron's going to go back to Cleveland and end his career there, and they're going to bring his son there, and what a fairy tale ended. And my son was like, no, he ain't going back there. And everybody had their opinion, but you ever been discussing things, and when you have a difference of opinion, somebody gets kind of huffed up with it, and it's like, hey, chill out. We all have perspectives. Yeah. We all have opinions. If you got people, you got perspectives, and they may just all be different. You can be in the same church, same company, same family. You can be in a marriage and have different perspectives. Yeah. And they may always be different. I need you to understand that. We had a question that we did a conference a couple weeks ago, and people got this thing twisted that, well, when do we ever get to the point we're just going to agree on everything? You never will. You're individually made. I know that's your boo, but you're not going to always agree. And if you do, that means somebody is lying. Somebody is lying about how they're wired if you agree with everything your spouse says. It just doesn't work like that. That's not okay. It's okay that you're individually made, and we got to see differences as something positive. That's how you value people.
I think God he's too multifaceted than to make us all the same. We're not robots. You know, you can make a robot, 1,000 robots to do the same thing, but he's too big, too, as I said, multifaceted to make us all the same. Yeah. We're different. Where I might be weak, you're strong, and vice versa. Even in friendship, it's the same thing. If you're the same 9 times out of 10, you're clashing.
You know where they got that from, though? Church taught us that how can two walk together unless they agree? That doesn't mean unless they all believe, think the same thing. It means unless they are assigned to one another, unless they are on the same assignment, which means we can walk together in here because supposedly everybody part of this community have been called here for this assignment in the earth, so we can walk together. That's why if you no longer have this assignment, we can't walk together. You got to go somewhere else. And so understand that, yes, Sharetta, it would be so boring to be the same. It would be boring. I need what you bring to the table.
You need some spice.
I need your spice. I need your creativity. I need how you think. I need how you see it. I need how you dress. It's all different. And so seeing that as a positive is one way we value one another. Seeking to understand how other people think and feel. When's the last time you sought to understand how somebody else thinks and feels? Like it's different from you, but I understand. Or at least I'm going to try to understand. Because when you don't, what you're telling me is you don't value my opinion, you don't value who I am, you don't value what I bring to the table, because you're always shutting down my thoughts and things because you figure yours are superior. You wouldn't say that, but you feel that. That's why you act the way you do. Wow. And so this can translate into married life.
It sure can.
I'm not trying to go there.
I was thinking that. I think what Martha Hunt said, me and hubby sure eating this up.
Hey. And, you know, we got a conference in Indiana on Saturday. Yeah. I hope they're ready because I feel some new stuff coming on here. Martha, think about the principles of God. They're not just for church. They're principles. You can work them any way. You can work them with your husband or with your sister. You know, if it's relational, you know what I'm saying? And so, type this in. Love is our birthright. Love is our birthright. Yeah, you deserve to be loved. Now, here's the thing. Don't you get selfish with it. I deserve to be loved. And you deserve to love, or you're responsible for loving others as well. Write this in. I know it's a lot we're going over, but you were made to be valued and appreciated. Come on. Type in, I was made to be valued and appreciated. It's okay. I was made to be valued and appreciated. And go ahead. What's
I was made to value and appreciate others.
Appreciate others.
So I was made to value and appreciate others.
You see the reciprocity here? See, the way God has it set up, it's that nobody walks in selfishness. That's the whole point of relational matters. That's the whole point of relationships. That's the whole point of marriage, to rid you of your selfishness. So he says, you were made to be loved, but you should also love. You were made to be valued and appreciated, but you should also value and appreciate others. So nobody's left unserved.
Right. If we both do our parts, nobody's left unserved.
And so I think that's part of the dilemma with the human race. Type in, I'm going to tell y'all all night, because if you were here, I said touch your neighbor and tell them. And you
say repeat after
you
me.
may wonder, why y'all down there? Why you just didn't go live from home? I want to get you back in the habit of seeing us here, so you can come here. Because we're not going to keep hiding behind this pandemic. Some of y'all been watching us for 2 years from your kitchen. And I need you to really consider coming back into the fellowship of the saints. Because it's not that you're scared of COVID and Corona and what's the new one?
Omicron?
Omnipresent, whatever the new one is. You're not scared of that, because you've been to the mall, you've been to the zoo, you've been to the birthday party and the wedding shower, you've been to Mexico twice, you've been to California once. You're getting around. You go to all these every week, so you just ain't been coming back in here. I need you to consider that, because you need the fellowship.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think, how did I get on that? What was I saying?
We're made to be valued and
Oh,
appreciated.
the issue with the human race.
Yeah.
So type in human race.
Oh, yeah, you said you were going to, if they were here, you would say.
If you were here, I would say touch your neighbor. I would say tell your neighbor. I'm going to keep telling you to type stuff in. Here's I believe is part of the dilemma with the human race is we all crave understanding and significance. We all crave to be understood. We all crave significance. We crave being valued. But sometimes it's selfish. It's, I want that. I want you to understand me. I want you to value me, respect me, love me, embrace me, include me, but I don't want to give that to others. It's kind of like when you mess up with somebody, you don't want to just admit it. You want it to just, know my heart. But when they mess up, you let them have it. We can't do that. So I think part of the dilemma with the human race is we all have anxiety, we all have judgments, we all have hardship, but we desire understanding, we want to be understood, and we desire significance. Okay? You want to say something there? No? Okay, what y'all saying on here? Y'all just typing it in, huh? Okay. Yeah, I see some new people joining us too. Great. It's crucial, people of God, that we get this whole treating people right mandate, that we lock that in. We got to get that right. We got to get the whole treating people right mandate right. Now, I don't want to rush through that, because you said, Pastor, I've been talking about this for some time now. I think it's so necessary that we park here, because it is not a once-a-year thing. It is where we build our lives. Write that down. Agape and honor is where we build our lives. Me telling you to type it in also keeps you engaged, because I notice sometimes people, we can be on here but not on here. Yeah. You could have a plan and be in a whole nother room and don't know what's going on. Or be sitting up there asleep and it's just playing on your phone. Type in agape and honor is where we build our lives. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. We have to show value, she says, to all people. Absolutely. Now, don't get me started with the all, because that's a whole nother lesson. Because sometimes we, type in we again, we can be ugly. Not people. Yeah, people can be ugly. Church people can really be nasty. And people, no, we can, all of us. At any given time, you can be ugly. As a matter of fact, It's only the first part of the year. It's only February, and I'm sure you'd have been ugly already. You didn't. I mean, I say ugly meaning in your response to people, in your embracing of people, because here is the thing: everybody wants to be loved, embraced, accepted, wanted, considered. They want to be a part of something. They want empathy. They want to be under. Everybody wants that. How can you want it and not want to give it? Are you listening to me? Everybody wants it. So we got to have, again, I've told you this before. She said, we surely can be ugly. We as in me. Absolutely. If you know you have the potential or the capacity to be ugly and you've been ugly this year, raise your hand in the chat. Don't play with me. Don't you get deep with me. I don't care about your tongues and your certificate in the prophetic. You can be ugly. I don't care if you teach a class or lead a small group, you can be ugly. Because we all have, write this in too, an inner wickedness. Ooh, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. But there's also an inner wickedness that you got to put to sleep, that you got to keep putting down. You got to, that inner wickedness is a part that he talks about, I die daily. Yeah. You got to deal with that thing every day. Because, you're saved. I'm not talking about that. You're saved. You love God. You saved. You're going to heaven. Grace is sufficient. All of that, check, boom, done. But in this walk with Christ, there is an inner wickedness that if you're not daily devotioning with the Lord and daily talking with God and daily killing that, Paul said, I die every day. Man, that thing will rise up on you. And that's the ugly part that I'm talking about. That's the ugly part. But we have been so accustomed to y'all nasty, people nasty.
Not taking responsibility.
Not taking responsibility. Yeah. What's that song we used to listen to? I think it's called People.
Oh, by McFarland?
Yeah. And it was
Help
about
me when I'm one of these people.
Yeah, but he was saying, deliver me from all these kinds of people.
These kinds of people. Mm-hmm.
Like trolling people and evil people and lying people and gossiping people and petty people. He said, deliver me from these people. And the last line he said,
help me when I'm
one of those people.
Yeah.
Because you can be one of those people at any given time. You could have just led the prayer meeting, and you could have just laid hands on everybody in the meeting and prophesied to them and pour oil and saw glory and get right in your car. And if you're not careful, ugliness will come in there with you. Are you listening to me? You have people saying, yes, I do. I hide behind, they tried me in order to show that wickedness. Okay, I want to understand that. She said, I hide behind, they tried me in order to show that. Does that mean in order not to show it? Type it in. Help me with that. I want to make sure, because I want to engage with those that are watching, but I want to make sure that I'm understanding what you're typing so we can further open this up from what you're adding to the talk. See, I think this is so special because we never had this growing up. Everything was so structured and polished, and I think, to me, this is church. This is community. You get to sit, not just me talking. You have things to share as well. And I'm not a novice, so I know how to, if you kind of get reckless with it or saying stuff, we know how to, shut you down or, whatever. So I'm not afraid of that. But I want to understand, it's an excuse I tell myself to justify. Okay, we all do. We all do. You made me lose my religion. We all have these things we use to justify our pettiness and our evil and our wickedness and our carnality and our ungodliness. And here is the thing. We got to fix that as relates to people, because I've never seen so many, and I know it's probably happened before, but the news is taking it now. So many suicides. Yeah. I've never seen so much depression. I've never seen so much just mental hardship among people in general. Not black, not white, not church, not just people. Old, young, kids. Even at these schools, kids are killing themselves, they're ODing. It's just a lot happening. And I think part of the cure for that, of course, is Jesus. But here's the thing. We got to stop being so spooky with Jesus is the answer. Well, Jesus lives in us. We represent him. And we are the only Jesus some people will ever see. We're living epistles. And so just think about your circles of influence and people in those circles that are depressed, that are suicidal, that are going through. What is your responsibility to that? And I'm not telling you to take them home and sit them down and counsel them. I'm telling you, when they're in your presence, you make sure you're valuing them, you're loving them, you're encouraging them, you're aware of them, you're discerning to say the right things, because you can be off your square and said the wrong thing and be the nail in somebody's coffin. And we don't want that. I don't want that on my shoulders, that somebody was in a very bad place, and because I was too selfish to even sense it, I was in my own world and going through my own thing, I said something that I regret and it sent that person over the edge. You don't want that on you. Yeah, Patty Ballard, listen to them. Now, Patty is Kelly's aunt, Pastor Kelly's aunt. Yeah. Listen to them. Now, okay, Patty, you in my notes now, but that's good, which means this talk is necessary, and we're already coming up with the same things in our hearts, because that's part of what we want to share. Who is this? Elena Applewhite. Mental health training needs to be a life skill rather than just a career path. If I hear you correctly, we all should have some degree of understanding around mental health is what you're really saying. And I agree with that. I agree with that. You know, even now, if you try to call a therapist, what did they tell us?
Like 6 to 8
They're
weeks
6
out.
to 8 weeks out. Meaning people are going through, and because now the world is saying therapy, 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 they're going to therapy, but now the therapists are booked. So if I really do need to sit and express and pour out, I gotta wait 8 weeks. And here's why we gotta train each other. We got to be so discerning, like the lady just said. So if I can't get to a therapist, they booked up, I can talk to sister girlfriend at the church. I can, because we're all aware of this mental epidemic, and it's not, I shouldn't say an epidemic, because we all have a mental side. It just hasn't been addressed. And it hasn't been addressed in our community because it was always considered, you know, well, you crazy. You're gonna be calling me crazy, you know, and you're not crazy. I think we all, now I need y'all to just travel with me here. I think we all, I got 7 minutes. I think we all have a little bit of offness, if I can put it like that. And I said that because of the fall of man, because nothing in the earth, including God's creation, is operating according to his original intent because of the fall of man. Nothing is. Women have pain in childbirth because of the fall. It was never God's intent. Never. It was never God's intent that it rain and pour and flood the earth and flood your basement. Never was God's intent. It was not God's intent that your kidney go out or one of your lungs is not functioning right. Never God's intent. Never. And so I believe mentally, all of God's creation, that's why all of us are not the same. Right. There are some things that London does that I cannot do. I don't care if I'm the bishop, the apostle, I don't care how old I am, I cannot do. Not only can I not do it, I don't even understand it. It's like she's talking to me in a different language. My mind doesn't turn that way. And if we understand that about each other, we can better engage with one another, not strangers, not co-workers, but those in your own household. So we're realizing now in our house, we're very aware now of mental health. Not that anybody's crazy, like we said, but we're realizing your brain works different. Right. And you don't even learn like that. And you're bringing these grades home. Let's find out why, because you're very smart. So what's going on with you? Oh, your brain works on this side, and it processes this way. Oh, okay. Well, here's the deal. If your brain operates like that, and it's not supposed to, that's not the proper functioning way, then how can we get you to function properly and understand how you're supposed to understand? And we do that. There's some things she don't get that I get. And we had to realize, I'm like, girl, you don't get that? And I'm realizing some things like, I don't get that either. You know, she comes in sometimes with the report, even for the job, and because she's the accountant, and I'm sitting there looking at her like, just give me the bottom number.
And I'm like, this how you get to this?
But she's going through all of her stuff, and she's telling me this and that, and the ledger this, and I'm looking at her like, and I'm getting frustrated, because my mind don't operate like that, and we naturally withdraw, because nobody wants to be exposed to what they don't know, and it's not that I don't know it, my mind just don't work like that, and you got to understand get to a point where it's okay. It's okay. So that's why I got her. You know, when I'm driving, I can drive. Now I'm an aggressive driver.
Yes, he is.
But if she's not sitting there, man, I'll be down here in Timbuktu somewhere, because I get turned around and I'm making lefts when I should be making rights and those kind of things. Because if I'm going somewhere local, I'm already programmed. I'm programmed to the point where if I don't pay attention, I'll pass my own exit.
Yeah.
But when we're going somewhere different or whatever, she's there, and she said, turn here, because, Vincennes run this way, and then it crosses right there. And I'm looking at her like, yeah, you got to give it to me, because if not, we just going to be out here lost, and they wait on us to come preach at the church. And we just operate different like that. And I'm saying all this because when you realize, yes, Sharetta balance, when you realize these things, it's not areas that you should not value each other, because you don't know this and you dumb. It's nobody's dumb, nobody's slow.
Right.
We just function differently. And I hope I'm helping you, because we don't talk about this enough in church. We don't. People are hiding. People are lying about their hard wiring, and they're afraid that somebody's going to call them slow or dumb or whatever. And it's like, hey, on this side, I got this. This is my area here. On this side, that ain't my thing. So you handle that. I ain't finna be over there looking dumb, over there being embarrassed, because it's just not my thing. It's okay. And so we do this with one another. We work with one, and we cover one another.
And for this, I also seek to understand or try to put it in a way for you that you get it.
You mean when you're trying to explain to me?
Yeah. So I don't, I'm not leaving you high and dry. I'm understanding, hey, he's not getting the way I process it, so how can I make it so it's plain for him?
And here's some things. Here's the thing. Unless I'm going to pray about it and make it a big deal with trusting the Lord about it, even when she break it down, I'm looking at her like, you might as well just say that in Spanish, because it just, just give me the bottom line, circle it, and you can go on back to work, because that's all I need to know. But all this stuff that you got, that you went to school for, and your mind worked like that, can find a penny in the haystack, and you know how to put this over here and add these numbers right there, and put that on that ledger, and I'm looking at you like, just tell me how much money's in the bank. All I need to know, so I can manage the organization. I need us to understand these differences.
Yeah.
Because even in that, I have a responsibility of still valuing her, and she still values me. And when you're looking at our children now, they're all different. You got one of our kids is a scholar. Now let me change that. They're all scholars. Yeah. They just function different. But one gets it like that. Like they ain't got to look at it. They ain't even got to read it. Just he got it. And straight A's, honor roll, whatever. Boom, boom, boom. Upset if he doesn't get the top grade. Other ones, it takes a little bit more work, a little bit more time, a little bit more structure. Maybe get a tutor, because their brains a little bit more focused. Yeah. But I think, and I said this before, and people are like, you can't be saying that. I said what I want to say. I'm a grown man. You ain't got to believe it. I think we all have some form of attention deficit. We all have some form of, because of the fall. Now, you ain't got to believe that. But if you just take what I'm saying and assess your life for the next 5 days, and you're going to realize you look crazy too. You got some off moments. You a little off. And I'm not saying it in a bad way, because I know I'm a lot off. I know that. Okay, it took me a long time to realize that I wasted. And I'm all on this. We're supposed to be going through this value, but no, I think this is good. Yeah. If this is good, say it's good, Pastor, and I'm gonna keep going. Well, I'm gonna keep going anyway. But say it's good. I waste a lot of time in school, after high school, that I never should have been in, because I didn't process that way. But we didn't have certain options presented back then. It was you black, go to college, get a good education. I had no business there. And I told her, I said, I don't even like school like that. And she says, no, you don't not like school, you don't like certain subjects. And so she walked me through it. She's like, you went to Bible school and you enjoyed yourself. I sure did. But when I went to school in college, I went for computerized business systems. That sound like a whole day of confusion. That's what computerized business systems. And I'm thinking, what? It was dreadful. And so you got to know, oh, she said it's good. You got to know how you're wired. Write that down. I must know how I'm wired. Because if you don't want people to try to tell you how you're wired, and they'll devalue you and tell you you're stupid or you're dumb and you're whatever, but you got to know how you're wired. And when you know how you're wired, you protect your wiring. So now with our children, I know how all of them are wired, and I protect them in that. And they want to be protected, because they don't want to be called slow because I don't get it like him, or I need more help with this, or I got to take a little medication. See? Can we talk about it? Can we talk for a minute? Okay, they say, yeah. I must know how I'm wired. Absolutely. You must know. And this is a part of valuing people, though. Because one of the reasons we don't value people, because we either don't value ourselves or we don't understand these differences. And we think differences mean I can put myself above you. That's what the world does. It breaks us all apart. Break us apart by status, by money, by where you live, and people actually think they're better based on they make a little bit more or they live in a different place, because society has done that. We can't have that in the church. We can't bring their ways in here. If this is good, say it's good. Ebony Welch said it's so good. Yeah. You know you preaching when somebody said this. Kelly said this. That's enough right there. That's right, Ellis, and protect my wiring. You protect your wiring, you protect your family's wiring, you protect your spouse's wiring. One thing, I will leave you at a restaurant. If I'm eating with you and you uncover your spouse, I'm gonna leave you sitting right there, mid-meal, because that's a no-no for me. I should not know your spouse's deficiencies. You don't do that. You don't do it. You don't do it. I don't care if they can't read. We should know about it at the table. Well, I'm gonna order for Lucius because he don't read as good. He gonna have the hamburger. I'm about to go. Because you just uncovered him, and that's a no-no. And if you uncover him in public, you got to be manipulative behind the scenes. It go together. There's a certain spirit that goes with that. So I can imagine your home life. I can imagine your kitchen life. I can imagine your bedroom life. I can imagine just your casual conversation. If you do that to him in public,
that's a whole nother thing.
That's a whole nother thing. And I've seen it. We're going to deal with that at the next investment life. We're calling our married lives not date nights, but investment nights. Because I think some of us are dating too much, eating too much shrimp, and going to the show, and we still don't know one another. So yeah, Elena, woo, you're right. Yeah, that deserves an E from Cargo. So how can we value one another? Let me give you a few things here. You want to say something on that? I'm going to ride with him. That's right, Sharetta. You got to ride with him. Yeah, he got to ride with you. And if something go wrong With the car, we're going to go in the garage and deal with it, but we're going to do it in public. We're going to help her drag them out. We're going to do whatever we got to do. But you ain't going to know about it. I said you ain't going to know about it because it ain't your business. But y'all know, y'all didn't tell, it ain't your business. What I want you to know, I'll share. Ain't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
'Cause I think we share a lot.
We do.
When people come ask us questions, like, why you asking me that? Like, I share enough. What you need to know that for? So what I do is I ask them a question back. Here's the thing, they don't want to answer it. So why you asking me questions? That's not your business. It just ain't. Yeah, mercy and grace. Yeah, Fletcher, what Fletcher said, because she always dropping nuggets. To expose my husband is to expose me. I will speak the best of him even in his flawed areas. And that is a relational lesson, not just in marriage. If you my friend, you my sister, you my brother, we run like that, you cover me. Even in my flawed areas, you cover me. Tell me behind the scenes you are wrong, so forth and so on, but don't you uncover me out here on the floor and make a fool. Don't do that. See, we have lost this value piece. We've lost loyalty. We've lost honor for each other. We've lost respect for one another. And we have lost the meaning, the demonstration of love. Don't tell me you love me if you're not going to demonstrate it. And I have had to disconnect from a lot of people because I thought we were friends, because I thought they loved us, and come to find out they really didn't. Because when you can't demonstrate it, that means you don't do it. You don't love me. That's kind of tough, Pastor. It's not tough. Maybe for kids, it's tough because they learning this thing. I'll be 50 years old in a few months. If you don't know that about, if we in a relationship and we supposed to be buddies and stuff, and you don't know that, then I can't run with you. Because some of those laws just come with it, right? Yeah. It's a given. Yeah. It's a given. You know, I don't need to give you a book on friendship or a book on loyalty. It comes with it. When you told me, when I told her I loved her, certain things came with that. Now we learning and growing. We're not perfect. Trust me, we're not. She working on a whole lot of stuff, but because so we're gonna be better. We'll work. I'm working on stuff. She's working on stuff. We're working on stuff together. We're talking daily about things. We're increasing. We're growing. You don't make it 27 years because you've been at Oberweis all 27. You know, it ain't always ice cream. Sometimes it's a pot of chitlins, and they stink. Are you listening to me? But if we can model this, and say, well, I ain't married. Well, you ain't got to be. If you got a friend, they need you to understand this. So you can look up and have a 30-year friendship, 20-year friendship. Some of y'all have, the reason you're struggling in this area of relationship, because of what I'm talking about tonight, and that's why your best friend is like three months old. Like, 3 weeks, this your third best friend in a year. Like, what are you doing? Like, I've been friends with PC for how many years? It had to be like 30.
Yeah, probably close to 30.
Close to 30. Mm-hmm. And then when I went to that rehearsal, we went to that rehearsal together, me and him. Mm-hmm. And I saw you, I said, you're gonna be my wife. So that's gonna be my wife. And then we started hanging, and then he became our friend. Mm-hmm. 30 years, so you got 27 years married, but we've been together 29 years. We were talking about this the other day, wasn't it? Yeah, 29, yeah. 27 married. Mm-hmm. And then I met him right before I went to that rehearsal and met her. You don't have those kind of long-lasting relationships without understanding these things. Just don't. You don't have them. And if you don't understand these, you got to understand them quick and grow in them, because everybody needs to be valued. And there are times when I've not valued her. There's times when she's not valued me. There's times when I took being close to PC, what's the word I want to use? I took advantage of, took it for granted because I was close to him and he was serving the ministry and I didn't value him, and it was just work, and you have to learn these things. So what I'm talking about is not just something we got out for Reader's Digest this afternoon to share with you all. I wish you were here so we can all talk together. So you got to come back to church. Y'all done got comfortable staying at the house. You got to come back down here. Well, I work and we be tired. We all work and be tired.
Yes, Lord.
I don't know why y'all think we leave heaven in a chariot and they bring us down here. We work here. We come down here and work. And then we leave here and we go home. And on Wednesdays, we leave here, we go home, we get the children, and we come back down there for church, just like everybody else do. We have to eat real quick and cook. It's the same thing. So I get it. I get what you're saying. But Effie, we all got pain. So stop that. And if you need nights where it's like, tonight was really tough, today was really tough, I ain't gonna be able to make it, we get those days. But don't just X out of church. Don't X out of community because I got 3 kids and I'm tired and I'm this and I'm that. We all got that. We all got it. So trust me. So I'm not buying into this, it's COVID. I'm not buying into that. We coming back in the building. We're going to fellowship and worship just like on Sundays. That's why I could have went live from home.
Yeah, it would have been easier.
It would have been easier to drive back down here. And all my cars take $85 to fill up. And I got this one truck, Steve, I'm taking that truck back. I'm taking the truck back. That you fill up that truck,
guzzler.
It costs $85 to fill up. If I fill it up on Tuesday on the way to work, Shanae, I stop on Roosevelt, fill it up on the way to work. Come to work. I came to work. I filled it up on Roosevelt. I came to work. I left work. I drove to Jaden's game and then came back home. It was on half a tank.
Yeah.
That's
Something
one
right.
day. It's got to go back. And so it would have been easy for me to stay at home just on gas.
Yeah.
Justin been driving the gold car, and I said, well, you driving it, you put the gas in it. I'm not going to gas it and you drive it. Okay, I got it. Put the gas
So
in it.
he fill that tank.
He got to that gas tank, and that car take premium, and it was $82. He sent me a picture. I said, nice picture, thank you. So me do. You driving to put the gas in it. So my point is, it would have been easy to stay at home.
Yeah.
I could have put on the top and set that in my drawers and went live. Yeah. So she said gas guzzler, a gas demon. That's what that is, Patty. What was I saying though?
Come back to the building.
I was before that. How do I keep getting on that? Don't let me keep going on that. I was saying something. What was I saying, y'all?
Come back to the building.
Now see, what's gonna happen? As y'all be bringing them kids to Crave and come up here and sit with us on Wednesday, it's gonna start filling up because we're gonna start having. Because Wednesday night is not first Wednesday gonna be church. It's gonna be worship and preaching and that kind of deal. The other Wednesdays is gonna be just like this: community talk, panels, town halls. We're gonna have the youth up here 1 week, women, men, guests gonna come in. I'm gonna do another town hall for Black and White America, but I need some white people who are gonna come and sit with us and be on it because they have a different perspective. And I think it's needed. You gonna say something?
Shantae said, how can we value one another? That's where he was talking.
That's where I was. Number one, be a master being an encourager. Mama Sybil said her oldest friend has been in her life 73 years. They were together today breaking bread. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And most people don't have that. You realize most people don't have one covenant friend? One covenant friend. The covenant friend is the one your family knows. They know them like their family. That's who's going to speak at your funeral if you go before them or whatever. A covenant, they know all your stuff and love you the same. That's a covenant friend. I realize most people don't have that. That brings about jealousy in relationship. When you find out somebody else got one and you don't, how she so cool with them? Girl, they've been in church since they was in high school. You don't get to come in on one page of their life and judge their relationship. You don't get to do that. You have no idea what you're talking about. And so I love stuff like that. 73 years?
That's a long.
So if God forbid one of them go on to heaven, I should say God forbid, if they go to heaven, one of them go before the other, they speak legacy at the service. And not up there talking about, yeah, and I just loved her. She liked them wings and stuff. What are you talking about? Go sit down. I want to hear the meat of y'all relationship. You know what I'm saying? So somebody else said something.
56 years.
56 years.
They both still follow Jesus.
They both still follow Jesus. Now, that's good too. Reason some of y'all bumping heads because y'all following two different things. But that works though if you're mature, because there's value in people. I love God. My good friend is a Muslim. I respect her. She respect me. We go out to eat. She get her bean pie. Give me a slice of cake. It is what it is. Master being an encourager. And here's what I've been learning. Because when I go to restaurants, I like good service, Marshawn. And you know, I'd be the one, Shanae, I'd call the manager over, hey, what's up with this? I'm learning now to really be more patient on certain levels. And even if the service was not good, consider the person. Like you know when the server is just like a jerk, they don't need to be serving nobody, like you ain't getting no tip, and I'm about to call the manager on you when I leave out of here because this is ridiculous. You know when that is. But then there are some times when the person, you got to be discerning, like this person may have just had a terrible day. And they pushed to get here to serve you this number one. Chill out. And so what was it? Something just happened. We went to Mexico. We called a cab to pick us up. And I'm sitting there waiting on the cab. I don't see no cab. So I called the guy. Like, I'm here. I'm here. I said, no, you're not here. I'm looking out the window. Oh, I'm here. I said, you're not. I sit in front of your house. I said, you're not here. So we look out. He's in front of the neighbor's house. I'm like, that's not my house. You got to come down here. So he comes down there. He's agitated for whatever reason. It's early in the morning. I ain't done nothing to you. So Justin goes out, starts taking the stuff. He's snatching the bags from us and Ken. I'm like, see, you know, I feel like, what's that movie? 5 Heartbeats. Every day I got to fight. You know, it's like.
Every night I got to fight to prove my love.
And so I'm just standing there looking at him. So Justin comes back to get the next bag and says, you shouldn't give him no tip, Dad. He tripping. He snatched my bag and he this and that. So I'm like, all right. So I went to the car. I said, you know, good morning, sir. I don't know what he said. All right. I said, well, don't put that bag in there because there's a bigger one coming out. And put the big one in first so it's not going to fit. Okay, he did that. I got in the car. He's driving like we just robbed Huntington Bank.
Oh, my goodness.
He's on the shoulder. And I'm like, this dude is nuts. And so I took a picture of him and the number of the cab. I'm like, cause this is ridiculous. You know, so you get to the airport and I'm thinking, like Justin, I ain't giving him nothing. And the Lord said, get a man a tip. I'm like, get a man a tip. He's been bad since he pulled up in front of my house. Well, my neighbor's house first.
Right.
And so I tipped the guy. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Whatever. My point is, so I wouldn't have done that. I probably wouldn't either if the Lord hadn't told me to do that. My point is, we got to be discerning of people. Sometimes these waiters, I was talking to a waiter. We was at, what's the place? You eat the peanut and throw them on the floor.
Oh, Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse. He said, I got to leave here and go to Chili's. And he's just trying to make a little money and working. And so if he bring your coat late or you sitting back for some extra butter, he forget to bring it, don't wrap up the whole ordeal with that. You know what I'm saying? And so be an encourager. Learn to be more patient. And I'm not trying to toot my own head because I'm not perfect. I'm giving you examples because that time I felt like I heard the Lord and I did it. Next time, I may be cussed the cab out. I don't know. So I'm just telling you, we're growing in this. Because that would have been the time me and Cap would have been wrestling in the street. Like, I'm talking about when I was a pastor still. Like, dude, what are you doing? Like, put the bag in there. You don't be talking to me all crazy. I would have went there with him before we went to the airport. Sometimes you got to start growing in these things. Well, not sometimes, all the time.
All the time.
And sometimes she be looking at me like, you really need to quit. You know, and so I'm learning to do that and to be an encourager. Number 2, give people the benefit of the doubt.
That's a good one.
That's a good one in London.
Don't assume the worst of others.
Yeah, how can we value others?
Right.
Give them the benefit of the doubt. 1 Corinthians 13 says, Is my time up? Because you over there turning out lights and stuff. And my son come up here. You started the truck too?
You can start it.
I wish I had a camera. I'd put it on him. Because he in here like the service is over, you know. He over here like a upset musician that get their stuff and leave in the middle of the service. Y'all still praising, wrapping up his stuff and pulling his chords. I'm glad he's serving though. This is my oldest. He's serving in the ministry.
Praise the Lord.
I feel like, it's a whole nother talking. I feel like when God calls you, he calls your family. I believe God calls families. Everybody ain't got to preach, but he calls families. I believe that. That's why when you have a calling in your life, he fights your family so much. Because there's parts of your assignment they have to carry out as well. It's just like in the world. When you're called to be something and you reach the top with it, you hire your family. You bring them on to help, bring them on to work. They help you carry out the assignment. Same thing in the kingdom. I believe God calls families. I do believe that. Okay, benefit of the doubt. Number 3. Go ahead.
Give of yourself and your resources.
Give.
Yeah. This is how you can value others.
I want to so bad do what my pastor's doing. He has this thing called No Lack Nation. They are literally, Steve, Lucretia, they are literally doing Acts chapter 2. So if I got something in my house I don't use, I sell it. I put it in the No Lack Nation fund. Every once in a while, I just give an offering to No Lack Nation. An account just bills, but it's for, like we have reach up, reach out, reach in. It's for the reach in. So in 1 year, they have paid off houses in their congregation. They bought people cars that need cars. They paid off tuitions. They've done all kinds. They just got there was a guy serving in their church, an usher, who was in a rough life before he got saved, and all his teeth were messed up. They were very bad. And they paid for him, they paid like $60,000 for him to get,
Veneers?
I think it was veneers or
Implants.
And this man had me crying. He was testifying, they showed him on the show, and he's showing his chief, he said he ain't smiled in years because he was embarrassed and all that. This is what they're doing in No Lack Nation. This is giving of yourself, giving of your resources. We waste so much stuff. We got so much stuff sitting around our houses. We got clothes we don't even wear. Give of yourself, give of your resources. Stop criticizing what you see and help it. And you may not be in position to pay nobody's rent, but you got 800 pair of shoes. Give somebody some of them shoes. You know, you only wear, what they said, 20% of your clothes.
Probably so. Yeah.
There's clothes in my closet. I ain't touched a hanger in about 3 years. Some of them I can't fit it anyway. But, you know, I got some pandemic glory on me. But then others, you normally go to certain things all the time. Like, this is my closet, but I go right here all the time. I wear these same shoes all the time. Give of yourself. Help people. That shows them that you value them above yourself even. Number 4.
Ask, how are you? And then listen.
Wait, before you go there, Sharetta says she need to purge these clothes and stuff. We all do. We all do. This is why vision is so important. And I'm really disappointed that we didn't get that new to you thrift store. I think that would be a blessing. If we can get a spot and all y'all, when y'all get through purging, and I ain't talking about bringing the stuff down here that's missing a zipper and you know, your makeup ain't come out the collar in 3 years. Don't bring that stuff down here. I'm talking about stuff you ain't even wore or stuff that is really, it really is gently used. Like I wore this one time, you know what I'm saying? I think it can be a blessing to people. And they come in and get what they need for their families, because thrift stores is a popping thing now anyway.
Yeah.
But you ain't finna get me in there paying no $20 for nothing. That somebody done brought down there, you ain't even cleaned it.
Right.
I might as well go to the regular store, because thrift stores done got slick and they done raised the prices. So how am I at the thrift store buying Dad Sarah's dress that she wore in 54, and I done gave you $34 for it. That's crazy.
Dad Sarah?
I can go, there's a store in Yorktown called Last Chance, ain't it?
Last Chance, yeah.
I can go in there, but that's a whole, I went there one time with London. That store is a mess. I said, I got to go. I can't even stand here. You stand here and work through this stuff. I'm going to go out in the lobby here. Then they ran me out the lobby because they got these dogs at Yorktown now. Everybody barking and woof, woof. I'm like, it's just, I can't shop and these dogs are barking. And I said, today, like, bring your dog to the mall day. And she got to finish. Like, no, this is a dog-friendly mall. It's an animal for every day. I said, calm down, lady. I just asked you a question. I want to fit in your little dog. I like dogs. Just don't want them in my house. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not there enough. He'll be done took over. He'll be neglected. We done poop somewhere and I have to put him out or something. So, how I get on that? I was disappointed in the New to Me store. Can y'all commit to that? We're going to do the New to Me store, the thrift store, this year, in this first half of the year. We got to do it. Will you commit to doing that with me? Will you commit to being a part of the team, to find the location, and being a part of the team, to volunteer to set it up? We got to do it. We got to put it right in the middle. Kim, Steve, all y'all in the middle of an area that's going to need it. Right in the middle. Right in the middle. People shouldn't have to go to thrift stores and pay $25 for a suit if they really do need. I ain't talking people that go there and shop because they into the trendy stuff. I'm talking about I really need a suit and I can't afford to go to the store, go to this thrift store. So I have to pay $25 for that suit. I should be able to go somewhere and at best, if I got to charge you, it'd be like the $1.25 treat. Ain't the dollar store no more, it's $1.25 treat. You pay $5 something for something, if you have to do that. But we're flexible. Hey man, just take the suit. Go to your job interview. Before you leave, let's pray with you that you get this job in Jesus' name. That's what I'm talking about. We can't sit, we got work to do. Somebody said West Side of Chicago. That sounds like so much fun. I'm with y'all. Sounds good, I participate. That's a great idea, Pastor. Yeah. What's super crowded?
Those stores and
Oh, she's talking about that Last Chance? It was my last time in Last Chance, too. What I said, ask how people are doing. Ask people how they're doing. Remove how are you from just being a general statement. Actually wait to hear and listen and then respond properly. You can't say, how are you doing? And they said, it's just really bad and my lights are off and I'm really trying to get a little money to get my kids something to eat. And you said, man, I'm so sad to hear that. And then going on about your business. What? That means that was just a statement for you. Because how are you should imply once you tell me, if I need to respond, I will. If it's going to take me to journey with you, I will. I'm doing well, but I'm just waiting on the bus to get home. Oh, you good? Come on, let me run you to the house real quick. Not all right, stay warm now. No. Come on. And I've done all these things. When I mean, it was every Sunday almost. He was coming up Roosevelt. No, up Austin. And we stop and pick somebody up. Like, she going to the church. Come on, I ain't know these people. I remember their face from church, and I see them walking from the train or something. Hey, beep, 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 come on. And they'd be like, oh, you the pastor? Yeah, come on down here. Because who said we got to pull up sanctimoniously and can't nobody touch us before we preach? No, we in this thing together. And what kind of doggone leader would I be to see you walking up the street in the snow and the snow smacking you in the face, and I'm just going on down here to the church and I see you when you get down here. And you finally make it, you got ice all beside your eyebrow, you done lost one of your lashes down on Roosevelt. I got to give you a ride. Come on here. Number 5, we got to go. Now y'all notice, I ain't quoted no scripture, but all this is scripture. Come on, say it. Type in, it's all the word. Type it in, it's all the word. Twan said we need to do life with people. Now, That's a strong statement. I think we've been throwing it around. Do we really mean that? I'm not asking Twan, I'm using this statement as an example. Do we really mean that? Doing life with people? Because some people don't. We do life together. No, I ain't talked to you in 3 months. We don't do no life together. You don't even return my call. We don't do life together. Stop saying that. Doing life is engaging, is checking on each other. And we've all dropped the ball with it because we all be busy. Yeah. Sometimes when I go home, Linda can tell you, when I sit down, Shanae, the kids take pictures of me and crack jokes.
I got some
I'm done
pictures,
because we go from work to work, from this to this, from practice to practice, game to game, pick up, drop off, cook, do this, do that, and then we get home, crawl up in the bed, grab our computers, last emails, last this. Let me check. I was checking texts yesterday, and I felt so bad because the pastor emailed me about 2 weeks ago, and I was happening to go through to make sure, and I'm like, man, I didn't even answer this, man.
Yeah, I get that.
And it's, old folk would say, charge it to
my head and not my heart.
I'm not ignoring. It's a lot sometimes. And so you want to wrap it up?
It's 9:01. You said 8:30.
Oh, she said wrap it up. It's 9:01. Okay, well I guess I quit. Yeah. It's my church. I could keep talking.
You said 30 minutes.
I know, but I don't know why I even said that.
Yeah.
Y'all know I can't. Okay, I got a couple more, but I'll give them to you next week. How about that?
We got a whole bunch of Wednesdays to go.
See, I got to do what she say. She helps me. Elder Effie's on here. It's all word. Okay, I'm stopping. Did y'all receive tonight? If you received, say, Pastor, I got it. But she told me to quit, so I'm going to quit.
Because if you don't, you'll be here another hour.
Hey, I'm going to stop talking.
What you saying in front of me, talking on the inside.
But next week, I'm going to talk again. Okay, if you got it, say, I got it. Yeah, thank God and thank us or whatever you want to do here. Okay, while you're doing that, I want to take a moment to give real quick. I shouldn't even say real quick, but you know how to do it. Get your phone, get your gadgets. Do not turn this off. Do not start taking the numbers down. Do not walk off. We're still in the gathering. Now it's time to give. I want you to participate with God's plan to prosper you, even online, even from home. Be a giver. Be a giver. Get your phone and give. I'm going to check tonight's numbers too. I want you to give. I don't want you to act like it's just Wednesday, so whatever. And don't hide behind like I used to hide behind. I already gave my tithe Sunday. Okay, give an offering. Yeah, give on the level you want to receive. Do it now in Jesus' name. This was good tonight. I think it was. And I got some people sitting in here with me. And I'm assuming the kids ain't done because they ain't came up here and said. They done?
They waiting on us.
Oh, why you didn't tell me? See, now I feel, okay, I quit. All right, well, thank y'all for joining us.
Thank you all.
For Community Talk.
Good night.
We all going home.
Oh. We all going home together.
Thank y'all for giving.
Thank you.
100-fold return on your giving in Jesus' name. We'll see you on Sunday morning, right?
Yes.
Yes. Thank y'all. Love you.
Thank y'all. Love you.
Goodbye.